Why do youth stay longer before getting married? Every relationship
Has a ship.
has a ship.
Viewers, grab your pen and paper and note this down.
Now,
Once the child is about 18, especially a man, the father gives him, let's say, a piece of land for farming, and then from then he marries a wife and he starts his own family, and that lineage and that generation continues.
Yeah.
But this time around, you find a guy of
Since I've
30,
taken,
40,
different
42, and they still tell you, I'm searching, I'm not ready, this is not on ground.
If we say people want to go into relationships to know who is fit for them, who is befitting for them for marriage, then what would we say about young people of below 15 who are already into relationships? Are they also trying to look for a perfect partner for marriage?
those people can do boyfriending and girlfriending. They are okay. Let them
And
test run
it's fine, but
themselves,
formalize
study
it,
themselves, know
it's
what
a
life
no-no.
is all
Okay.
about. And this
So if you had a means of getting some good money, let's say at 19 as a Muslim guy, would you consider going into the institution of marriage?
My
financially,
problem
okay.
with this society is not even whether people are getting ready for marriage or not.
Okay.
It is, why do you want to spend time with somebody's daughter or somebody's son,
Okay.
waste their time, waste your resources as well as their resources, building something you have no idea where it's going to lead you to?
Okay. So if you're just joining us or you're just clicking on this video, this is Iman Dawa Institute, brought to you by us, your brothers in the
Brothers in
deen.
Iman.
And today we are talking about, or we have been talking about, the topic bordering around why young people do not want to get married early.
This brother negotiates almost everything. Everything,
Yes.
man.
I don't think we should talk about this.
I don't
Let's not talk about
Almost
this.
everything,
I-
bro.
Because a potential
Might be out there.
might be out there. So please let's not talk about this.
This brother can even go as far as negotiating his sister.
Waliyazubillah. I know of some persons who would say that, oh, I should have a certain type of SUV before I get married.
True.
If you can afford to feed yourself, brother, go get married. I said so.
Yeah, so if this is the first time on our channel, do subscribe to our channel, click on notification bell, and share this video as much as possible.
Yes.
Give us what you think in the comment section as
Keep
we
sharing.
go.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are welcome to another episode of the Iman Dawa podcast, and it's brought to you by Brothers in Iman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum
Brother
assalam wa
Sulaiman, how are you
rahmatullahi
doing?
wa
Looking
barakatuh.
very interesting today.
Yeah, I always look
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ever soft and ever fresh. Honestly,
sometimes-
I think this man will have to give us the secret. because-
Exactly.
Yes,
Sometimes
he's always
I do
looking
wonder-
fresh, always.
I do wonder
I
what
need
the
to know where
secret
it's
will be
coming
like.
from.
Yeah.
The secret is coming from Allah's blessings.
Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah,
I mean, we're all Muslims, right? So
Yes,
yeah, we all believe in Allah, but there's something
Alhamdulillah,
extra.
Yes,
I think-
there's something extra.
Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
the marriage.
Allah
Okay,
Akbar,
Alhamdulillah.
Allah
And
Akbar.
coincidentally, that's what we are going to be talking about today.
Exactly,
That's what we are going to be talking
exactly.
about today. So, inshallah, we'll just introduce ourselves quickly, right? I'll suggest we start from the softest man in our
Really?
list.
Okay, fine,
Yes.
no problem. My
support.
name, I'm Mahmoud Abdullah Doje Abu Abdulmateen.
Okay.
And my name is Mustafa Sulaiman, of course, your favorite brother in the show.
Abdurrahim Idris is my name, and it's nice to be here always. So, what are we talking about today, Brother Suleiman?
Well, I think let's talk about relationships.
Okay.
Okay.
In our society, like we have, we are in today, this is something that is very common. Everybody, is involved in a relationship.
Okay.
Everybody wants to get involved and so
Okay.
on. And it even gets to a time if you are not involved in any relationship,
Yeah.
you're like not belonging to the class.
In addition to what you just said about relationship, it's also a bright topic or something that's
Okay.
very broad.
Okay.
Now, let us take it a little bit further or lower to why do youth stay longer before getting married?
Oh,
Or
okay.
why
I
don't they
think
even
that's
think
that's
of
going to be an
marriage?
interesting one. Honestly,
Exactly.
viewers, I think this is going to be very juicy and very interesting because I mean our whole essence of existence is relationship, whether it's a relationship with your parents, your siblings, your
Your
co-workers,
creator.
exactly.
Yeah.
But narrowing it down to why youth delay nikah, I think that's going to be an interesting one. I'm excited already, and I hope you
Yeah,
are.
so if
So
this is the first time on our channel, do subscribe to our channel, click on notification bell, and share this video as much as possible.
yes.
Give us what you think in the comment section as
Keep
we go on.
sharing.
So the big question, why do you think youth of nowadays delay in getting married? What is happening? What is going on? Alhamdulillah, our brother here is married. He is married. Question is, am I married? If you want to know whether I'm married, whether I'm not, I'm still in the market, I think you should comment down below. Drop your comment if you want to know whether or not I'm
Why,
still
why, why should
available.
you pick interest on yourself? Why should you say people should discover whether you're married or not? They should have also done such to me because
Okay.
obviously you don't look
I
younger than
quite
I am. I
agree
mean,
with
Okay.
that. To
yeah,
also know
exactly.
if, since you are married, how many number of wives do you have?
Yeah, I think you
Exactly.
can also
Complete the
comment
various
down
function,
below. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Ramsofa is married.
limits
Ramsofa is
to
married,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah. So you can also comment down below if you are interested in knowing if you still have a chance with him, to know if his four slots are
no,
completed.
no,
You can comment down
no,
below,
no. There are still
right?
well,
We
much.
can do that also.
okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's
All
okay.
right,
Yeah, it's okay.
so please comment down below if you want to know if Mustafa Suleiman still has a slot,
Yeah. And
for
you
a
know,
potential.
Mustafas are rare these days.
Yes, I heard
Mustafas are
so.
rare.
I heard so.
So they say.
Then same with Abu Abdul Mateen. Okay, you can also comment down below and find out if he also has a slot for you. So let's get right into the topic. Why do you think a lot of youth these days do not want to get married early? I mean, this has not been the trend. If you look at the country that we are in, the different traditions and all whatnot, generally they support that people should get married early.
Exactly.
I mean, if you take your mind back to the times of our fathers, once the child is about 18, especially a man, the father gives him, let's say, a piece of land for farming, and then from then he marries a wife and he starts his own family, and that lineage and
Yeah.
that generation continues.
Continues, yeah.
But this time around, you find a guy of
Since I've taken
30, 40,
different
42, and they still tell you, I'm searching, I'm not ready, this is not on
looking
ground.
for Mr. and Mrs.
Muslim
Perfect.
brothers, what is going on? Muslim sisters, what
What
is
is going
going
on?
on? I mean, we need to answer these questions because
Yes.
on the long run, it's affecting a whole lot of things
Yeah.
in a light that is not so good. That's the reason why we are talking about this today.
If you ask me, I would say people tend to, first of all,
Okay,
enter into relationships
okay,
because they think and they feel that that is the only visa they have, into the marriage itself,
okay,
and
okay,
they wouldn't want to make mistakes. So they think, okay, I can
okay,
afford to search, to look for, engage in a relationship,
okay,
stay there for a long while,
okay,
wanting to know who is right and who is wrong
okay,
before I eventually enter it. But in actual sense, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, already told us that He is the one who knows what we do not know, He sees
okay,
what we do not see. And if you come to think of it, there are a lot of persons in our society who have been in such relationships for a long, long time,
okay,
and even eventually they still
Do
don't
not
get married.
lead to marriage.
Yeah.
okay.
So what is now what's the problem? Is it that your way is failing? Of course, it's going to fail because that's not the
Okay.
way of Allah. That's the way of the
Okay.
Creator, right?
Okay.
So Allah's way is universal, right?
Marriage, it's supposed to be a sacred relationship,
Yeah.
Okay.
which is ordained by God as a means
Okay.
of procreation.
Okay.
And we human beings,
Okay.
we are the creation of the Creator,
Exactly.
Okay.
God Almighty.
Mhm.
And if you do not make something, you cannot show how such a thing should operate,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
operation
Yeah.
mechanism of that thing.
Okay.
Now, the problem we are having today, we can narrow it to social or societal
Okay.
head scratching.
Okay.
Head scratching in the sense that the society is coming up with ways of how human beings should relate,
Okay.
should behave,
Okay.
when to get married at a certain time,
Okay.
and which is quite different from every individual.
Okay.
In the sense that, as a human being, there are some persons that have higher affinity
Yeah.
Okay.
for the opposite sex.
Okay.
And those persons may come at the age of 14, 15, 30, as the case
Okay.
may
So
be.
let's say
And
hormonal and
yes,
genetic
Yeah.
hormonal and
differences.
Yeah.
genetic
Okay.
differences
Okay.
where you have higher hormonal
Yeah.
level,
Exactly.
then the society would see such a person not up to the age of marriage. If
Okay.
a girl of 13 years or 14, 15 years, likewise a brother too, of that same age should get married, they will say that they are too young. What do they even know about life?
Yeah, that can be
They've
quite
not
Yeah.
even
true.
True.
That can
settled
be quite
down.
true.
True.
That
But
can be quite
the
true.
society is putting this younger generation into state of confusion. Those people can do boyfriending and girlfriending. They are okay. Let
Exactly.
them
And
explore
it's fine. But
themselves, discover
formalize
Yeah.
it,
themselves, know
Yeah.
it's a
what
no
life is
no.
Yeah.
all
Okay.
about. And this one is also increasing the level of atrocity in the society today,
Okay.
increasing the level of baby mamas and all those kind of problems.
Which
We
are
are
not
also
in
which
compliance
with
with
the will
Islamic.
of God
Okay.
or
Okay.
how
So
God
the
created us
the
generally.
question Akhi, is, if we say people want to go into relationships to know who is fit for them, who is befitting for them for marriage, then what would we say about young people of below 15 who are already into relationships? Are they also trying to look for a perfect partner for marriage? Because obviously at that
I think
time, there's no marriage in their
I think
head.
there's a
Yeah.
fundamental challenge which
Okay.
is going against the injunctions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
That's for me,
Yes.
that is fundamental. And then just like Abu Abdul Mateen has rightly said, we also have these are societal challenges where we have a certain kind of educational system, we have a certain kind of
You
financial
must have to
system.
attain some level of degree.
Exactly.
You
A
must
certain kind
be
of
able
financial
to establish
system
yourself
because
before you start
finances,
getting into
no doubt,
marriage.
is very important in relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you have a family, your wife and your children are going to be catered to and all of that. So we have a certain kind of educational system that kind of constrain you financially such that if you have not attained a certain age, you will not have access to certain amounts of funds. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So let's
Yes.
give the conventional university education. Sorry, this is by no means for me to say that university education is not encouraged. No, please, for all of you that have access to getting education, get educated.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Of course.
Islam really, really emphasizes on
Yes.
the need to
Yeah.
have
I'm
education.
learning.
It's very
Yeah.
important. But I mean, for the sake of this topic we are talking about, I'm going to make a quick reference to this. So talking about the educational system where you have like somebody going into the university, studying a particular course, and then especially in our climate, admission can be difficult. Somebody can take a university entrance exam one, two, three, four,
Up to
five
five
times,
times,
Yeah.
and these
sometimes
exams
more
is
than.
yearly, right?
Yeah.
So, talking about this educational system, person goes to school, spends a certain number of years in school, then comes out, and whether you like it or not by default, you are already at a certain age.
Exactly.
So, if we are saying, yes, it's like it's automated, so
True.
that's what I'm trying
Yes,
to
yes,
bring out.
yes,
So,
yes.
whether you like it or not, you are already at a certain age. And let the truth be told, I could say 90 to 95% of the reason why people go to school. Yes, people want to go to school to get educated, to be able
Yeah,
to
white collar
become
job.
exactly get white collar jobs and all whatnot. But like, at the end of the day, it's about
Money.
money,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So if
Money.
there are other ways and other means for you to make money, would you possibly get married early? I think this is another question we need to ask our viewers. So viewers out there, brothers and sisters alike, so if you had a means of getting some good money, let's say at 19 as a Muslim guy, would you consider going into the institution of marriage?
Marriage.
However, it is important for us to note that at this point in time, money is not the only criteria that is required
To get married.
exactly
Yeah.
for someone to get married. You also need that emotional balance. You also need that right amount of knowledge because
You have to be
hey,
mature.
exactly. So you are going to be leading another human being and then many other people.
Are you ready to take
Exactly.
the
So are you ready to
responsibility?
take that responsibility?
My
Financially?
problem
Okay.
with this society is not even whether people are getting ready for marriage or not.
Okay.
It is, why do you want to spend time with somebody's daughter or somebody's son,
Okay.
waste their time, waste your resources as well as their resources,
Mhm.
building something you have no idea where it's going to lead you to?
Okay.
Some people do this thing just for fun. Like I made mention of an example, a while ago, that if we say we are into a relationship because we want to study our supposed partner to know if they are befitting for us or if we are befitting for them,
Yeah.
then how about kids, children, teenagers who are below the age of 15 or maybe below the age of
Already in a
18?
relationship.
And we know clearly that our society does not support children below the age of 18 getting married. That is,
True. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
we know
yes.
that.
It's in our local law.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? But we now have children of 15 years old. I know, I have a school where, I had to attend to certain issues. They had
Okay.
children from junior classes, JSS1, JSS1,
Okay.
were already having affairs,
Wow.
relationships.
Sorry, did you say GSS one?
JSS1,
GSS
Junior
one.
One.
Secondary
School
School
one.
1.
Junior
Already having
secondary school.
relationships. Allahu Akbar.
And they were
That is so mind blowing.
I saw the letters.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
This
They
is
wrote
already
writing letters?
Exactly.
This is
My
one of
God.
the societal health
And I think
crashes
this
we are
is where
having
our
today.
elders and our parents used to step in. Because somebody is already having
And-
those feelings. You need to talk to that
Yeah.
person and make sure that this person gets the right counseling. No, those feelings primarily are not bad.
Yeah,
Exactly.
happen at the right time.
Exactly. So those persons needs to be guided, to tell them, okay, you are feeling like this right now. It's okay. You are fine. In fact, it's also an attestation to the fact that you are a complete human being. I mean, if you are not having those feelings,
Sure.
it means that we'll probably have to take you for some kind of
Yes.
medical exam
Something's wrong.
and check if
Not-
everything is
not
okay.
at that age.
No, that's why you need the counseling.
Yeah.
These feelings will come, but you have to compartmentalize
No, but
them.
what I think
box it up. You are not ready yet.
Yes.
You don't need to put certain things in place. Get your education done with. Get
Okay.
certain, resources in
Yes.
place and all of that. So I think that's where parental guidance and counseling comes in.
And also, if you ask me, I would say this is as a result of the incessant watching of movies.
Okay.
Because these days, the movies, theaters are accessible to everybody,
Exactly,
right?
regardless
so
of
we
the
have
age.
access.
Okay.
We
Another
have
way
the
of
age.
streamlining
Watching movies.
programs
Okay.
for kids.
Second is the kind of programs our TV channels now
Exactly.
air,
Okay.
such as our
BB Nigeria.
Big Brother Nigeria, right? Big Brother Nigeria, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's a reality show, but what are they doing there? All right.
But I know
You
the
have-
show has an age
lot
rating,
of-
right?
Yeah, yeah,
The
it
question
does,
is
but-
like there's this viewer censoring and all of that.
Man,
the question is
that's-
how effective it is.
How effective
Because
it is
let me
it?
give an instance. If you are trying to access a certain website,
Yeah.
there are some websites that have this age restriction asking you to confirm that you're
Yeah.
over 18. But truth be told, anybody can write
Anybody
any
can
age there.
click whatever they
Exactly.
want.
That's
A
what we
10-year-old
want.
can claim to be 18.
18 or even 23
Exactly.
years.
So
how
it means
would-
that
how would
regardless
you
of all
show-
these supposed laws
Yeah.
and copyright, whatever,
You know the issue.
there is still no
Those
effectiveness
sites,
in terms of trying to
those sites,
control
where
those things.
parental
Guidance.
That's another
Okay.
problem.
Because as a parent, you should be able to have access to your children's phones, register their email in their
Okay.
phone that they are below 18 years.
Okay.
So when a child tends to browse with that phone, even in your absence,
The contents are limited.
to access either porn sites or whatsoever
Yeah.
immoral sites,
Mhm.
then that thing you've already done in the phone
Exactly.
will restrict
We
the
restrict
child.
Exactly.
the access.
So
Exactly.
the parents
I
have
get.
found one thing in that area.
My brother, honestly, parents are not helping matters these days. Or let me not say, men,
Yes,
a lot of
you're right,
parents,
you're right.
they don't help matters
Yeah.
these days.
Because what
Yeah.
most parents think about these days is just to go out,
Money, go
earn a
outside.
living, come home.
First give birth
But
to
again,
child,
I
all of
really,
that.
really, really want to say a big salam and a big shout out to our parents out there. These times are hard. A lot of
Yes,
parents are
yes,
really
yes.
holding on tight. Mashallah.
true.
May Allah continue to strengthen them.
Ameen.
Honestly,
Ameen.
like
Ameen.
parents are doing so much. But at the end of the day, we need to strike a balance. It is very important because you have to remember that all this hustle and bustle, I'm going out there for a job,
Yeah.
I'm going out there to do all of this, it's just because we want to be able to eat good food,
They are
stay in a
for the
nice
children.
house.
They are all for the
Exactly,
children.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when we are
If at the
so
end of the
concerned,
day, if at the end of the day you are able to get a good job,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
are
get
able
the
to put
money,
food on the
everything.
table,
Exactly.
at the end of the day you got it wrong
exactly,
from the children's side.
the children
So who's
start
gonna eat
decaying
the food?
morally.
It's going to be a wasted effort.
Exactly.
It's
So
gonna be a
parents
wasted
out there,
effort.
please, for Allah's sake, let us try as much as
Strike
possible.
balance.
That's
Strike
it.
balance
That's
between-
it. Strike a balance, between the
Yeah.
hustle
Earning
and then
and
taking
also
care of the
taking care of the
children.
family, of course.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, right, I think it's important we also remind our viewers about this. There are some questions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask each and every one of us,
Yeah.
upon our death. And that is, how did you take care of your family? What was your contribution to Islam and all of that? Allah is not going to ask you, how much were you making in a year? Will Allah ask us those kind of questions,
Of course
on the day of
not.
resurrection?
Of course not.
No. So Allah won't ask you how much were you making in a year, what car did you drive, what kind of house were you living in. But Allah would definitely ask you how you took care of your children, how you took care of your family, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So please, it is important that as parents, yes, we know that there's this global economic crunch, times are hard, you want to double what you do just to be able to meet up with rent and all of that. So while you are trying to strive to provide for your family, it is important that you also put your children, and their affairs at the top of your priority. It's very important.
Very
Yeah,
important,
very,
very
very
important.
important.
And again, yeah, besides those two factors, right,
Yeah.
parenting, or yeah, as well as the incident watching of movies and all of
Okay.
that, these children, these teenagers, are also copying from what their elders are doing
Okay.
already.
Okay.
Of course, they are not kids anymore. And one thing people have to understand now
Okay.
is that children are becoming more intelligent
Exactly.
these days than before,
Exactly. I
right?
mean, what a 10-year-old can do now,
Yeah.
10 years ago, a 10-year-old could not even attempt it.
At all,
Yes,
at
yes,
all. Yeah,
very
children
true.
grow faster, they, they,
They are
they
smarter
are smarter
now.
and so
Yeah.
on. So as a result, they see what you are doing, they know what you are doing. And that reminds me, those days in school we used to read, and people say school is scam. Of course not. It is totally wrong.
Yeah.
School is not scam. Because
Please
from
go to school.
school,
It's important.
yeah, it's important.
I'm a
Yeah.
graduate. He's a
Yeah,
graduate,
sure. We
and
are
we are
all
all
graduates.
graduates.
Three of us there.
Yes,
So
exactly.
at school they would tell us. I think we did some children related courses, and they would say the factors of socialization.
Oh yeah, I
Right.
think I remember.
Aha.
Yeah.
And they were agents of socialization, right?
Yes.
And we had the family,
Exactly.
we had the school, we had the society,
Exactly.
we had peer group,
True,
we had
true,
religious
true.
organizations.
Yeah, I mean, I remember social studies,
so-
right? Exactly.
Yeah,
We did all
exactly.
of those in social studies
so
back then.
come to
Yeah.
think of it, these children are growing up, right?
True.
They sprung up from family.
Mhm.
They see their father, their mother, they see their brothers, their
True,
siblings,
true.
they see their elder one.
True.
They know what's going on.
Yeah.
Now they enter into the society,
Mhm.
they go to the school system, right? They see what their mates are doing in the school system.
Yeah.
Their teachers, teachers also have a very vital role to play.
True.
Right? Shout out to all the teachers out there. Of course, I am
Honestly,
part of them.
yeah.
I'm a teacher also. So we have a very vital role to play. We do not only owe our students or pupils the responsibility
Okay.
of going to the board only to teach them what is in the
Exactly.
scheme. We also have to make them emulate our characters.
Exactly. Like influence them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Our attitude.
Okay.
We are models
Yeah.
to them, right? We are role models to them.
Okay.
So as a result, we should behave in the best of manners. We shouldn't dress anyhow we like, have different types of hairstyles that are not morally
Yeah.
upright
Yeah.
and so on. So when these children see the teacher, they see their friends, they see the society, they go home, they see their siblings,
Yeah.
they tend to do more than. And that reminds me, my brother used to tell me that when somebody resembles or takes after another person,
Okay.
it takes after them more than, right? Or more, it
There's
does
some like
yeah,
amplification.
Exactly, it is
Okay,
amplified,
okay,
right?
okay.
So resemblance is amplified. So they do more than the person they are resembling.
Exactly. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very thoughtful.
Exactly.
So that means we really have to watch. For me as adults, we really have to watch what we do in
Yeah.
presence of children, because there's this high propensity for them to want to do that and even do much more than they are saying.
Exactly.
So it's very important. Okay. So we've been able to, so far in this conversation, we've been able to identify certain factors.
Yeah.
Remember, viewers, we are talking about reasons why young people do not want to get married early. Okay, we are Muslims, like you already know. This is Iman Dawa Institute. So if you're just joining us or you're just clicking on this video, this is Iman Dawa Institute, brought to you by us, your brothers in the deen.
Iman.
And today we are talking about, or we have been talking about, the topic bordering around why young people do not want to get married early. So far we have talked about a lot of factors from so far, right?
Yeah.
So first we talked about the societal factor, where we have society built in a certain way, and you can't do certain things except you are by default in a particular age or have attained a particular age. Then we also are now talking about the impact of parents, the
Yes.
family members, how this child is brought up, because the way a child is brought up goes a long way in affecting
Yeah.
how that child is going to make certain decisions in life. Most likely that child is going to be idolizing the father, or that's for the male child, and then the female child will be idolizing the mom, taking after each and everything that they do.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So apart from these factors that we have talked about, what other reasons do you think will possibly make an adult, so to say, who is supposedly at the right age of marriage, not wanting to get married and not interested in getting married, and probably not making any serious effort towards doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, you see, first, celibacy, the idea of not wanting to get married,
Okay.
not being interested in marriage for
Yeah.
no reason,
Mm-hmm.
is totally out of Islam.
Okay,
Right? It
wow.
is forbidden.
Oh.
It is haram for
Okay.
a Muslim to say, I am not going to get married.
Okay.
Because the Prophet of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Sallallahu
who is the
wasallam.
best of the people, the best of mankind,
Yeah.
got married. And of course, everybody's aware of that.
Yes, true.
And and he's our model, he's our role model. Nobody else should be our model apart from the Rasul himself, right? So as a result, we should get married.
Okay.
Now, for people who lose interest in getting married, it could be because of a lot of factors. One of those factors could be that such persons have been in relationships for too long.
Okay.
So those days, I like citing this example a lot.
Okay.
That in the past,
Okay.
when a youth gets married, at that time, the boy and the girl do not understand what it means to have a partner. Like the girl has never even touched a man before.
Okay.
Neither has the boy touched a female before.
Okay.
They have never
The
sat.
way you analyze it.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. I am learning a lot.
They've never sat together before.
It's all right.
The way we sit
We are all
now,
learning together,
they never-
right?
they-
We are learning
there were
together.
there were no fast food restaurant there.
Okay.
No whatever.
movies to watch.
Exactly.
It's
No
not going on
theaters,
dates,
no
right?
dates, no nothing,
Okay,
right? So
okay.
at that time, when you're getting married, the excitement is exceptional.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, you
and
look forward to
even
a lot of all of
time,
these things.
Yeah,
Okay.
back,
Yeah.
that when those youth get married, their parents will even be the one to be guiding
to put them through, to
My
tell them
God.
through, man.
Yeah.
Through.
Subhanallah.
So at
Wow.
that time, the excitement was so different. The experience would be so.
That was interesting.
And, at
Sorry,
the
can
beginning-
I ask?
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
married
Come
now.
on, ask. You got your back.
How was your process like? Can
Man,
you just give me a tip?
It was
Can you
exceptional.
give me a tip or two? Like, I really want to learn.
I didn't have anybody teach me. I just made one. Allah showed me.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there was a lot of trial and error. Wow. Allahu Akbar. Wow, this is so interesting. Plenty trial and error. Well, I didn't say it. He said so himself. So he said so.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
So let's continue with the conversation.
Yeah. So, but those days, times kept changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got to a time, you would see a boy and a girl walking on the street,
Okay.
not holding each other.
Okay.
There's something that was
That
strange.
decency was
Exactly.
there. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, got to a time, you see them holding each other, holding hands.
Okay.
And a boy can even go to his sister or his auntie and say, "This is my girlfriend."
Oh,
And she'll
wow.
be like, "Oh wow."
Even when there's nothing
Yeah.
official.
To say
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
And the
But those days-
those aunties will welcome and also support the guy.
Oh my God.
They'll be like, "Man, you've got good eyes. She's looking good. She's got this and that and so on."
And I think that's part of the missing link. Because the auntie is supposed to be like, I was be like, what's
Wow,
all this?
what's
What's the
this?
connection?
No,
What's the plan?
And this is how
Oh
it
my
was
God.
supposed to be from the beginning.
Exactly.
But things kept on changing.
So,
and changing.
like we have rightly established, family has a role to play in all of
Huge
this.
role, bro.
Because by the time we see some of these abnormalities, it is important as a family, for us to step in and make these corrections
Yeah.
when necessary.
Yeah,
The correction has to be timely.
Yeah,
we have to
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Correction has to be timely.
Let me also come in from this angle.
Yeah.
Not only the family, the society and the culture.
Now this is just confirming one thing I learned. We were at the livestock market a couple of days ago, and we were just talking randomly. I was discussing with somebody who took me there for something, right? And the person made mention of this, that the marriages over there, even though we know that, culturally, the Easterners, their nikah can be quite pricey,
Yes.
okay? But I didn't even know that this is also obtainable in the north.
Yes.
Yeah, especially in northern Nigeria, and the process was very astonishing. At first, I used to think their marriages were very simple.
Yeah, honestly, like based on Islam,
simplicity.
simplicity.
Exactly. Well, the reverse is the case.
Wow.
Bro. The reverse is the case.
So please,
have
brothers
to-
out
you have
there, if you are intending to go there to get married, you have to be sure that your
there's
pocket,
something
your
else.
pocket is fat
the
and your
brother,
bank
the brother
account
doesn't
is-
spend only, right? The sister
Okay.
also spends.
Oh, how does that work?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
I mean,
tell
from
you.
what I know, the brother does all the spending. So
The sister
I mean, what
spends.
version are you
I'll tell
talking
you,
about?
and it is
They
it
will
is
be the
somewhat
one to furnish the
compulsory.
house.
Exactly.
Furnish the house.
Sorry,
The house-
please.
yours
Let's
is
hold
just-
this thought.
the
Let's hold this
chairs.
thought. viewers, from what I know, from where I'm from, right? It is the man doing the marrying. Okay,
Yes.
he is supposed to prepare and provide everything,
Everything.
literally everything
Yeah.
from. I mean, traditionally we buy them a
Accommodation,
box.
everything.
You know, there's a list, yam, palm oil, full stuff generally, and then he is also the one to provide the shelter where himself and the potential
Wife.
bride will live. So, are you telling me now that? Maybe I should probably start having some change of mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you now.
Have change of mind in that direction. You should also have change of mind for the bride price.
Oh.
You have to stock.
No, because the woman does the furnishing,
You
right?
may,
You know
may
the bride
be
price,
the unfortunate type
the
to
bride
go to
price,
the area of where you pay 4 million naira.
Yeah,
That's the
you
bride
know,
price.
you know
But,
the
but,
bride.
but, but in return for 4 million, I'm going to have a free house, a free house and a well-furnished house.
That's
No,
am I going to have that?
you are going to rent the house.
Oh.
They will be the one to furnish it.
So guys, there's no point, please. There's no point. There's no point.
I really want to say something about that
Okay.
formula right now.
Okay.
That formula is really not like it's not everywhere. Like
the whole money.
yeah,
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about now. The bride price is actually not 4 million. Like
Okay.
it is sooner. Okay, this is the bride price, but everything surrounding the bride price may amount to that amount.
Okay.
Then also it depends on
There
the
was
class.
one I heard.
Sorry,
It
I think
depends on the
let us
class.
also make some quick
Also, it depends
disclaimer
on the
here.
class.
Let us also make some
just
quick
the bride
disclaimer
price
here.
alone is 4 million naira.
That it also depends on the class. For
Regardless
example,
of the-
So,
for example,
guys, I think
yeah.
it's important to make a quick disclaimer. Okay, so this is by no means to say that
Yeah.
there's a certain tribe you should
you have to
gravitate to it. No, please, this is just for enlightenment purpose,
Yeah,
and we
sure.
hope that you find this very beneficial.
And very soon we're going to bring
Yeah.
people who are from that area here. and
Exactly,
we're
so
gonna
that you
have
can
some
hear from them
discussions.
firsthand.
And maybe
Yes,
we can
we
even
plan
go
on
there
doing
and
that.
film, some
Exactly,
videos,
yeah,
and
so-
do them.
so-
During my stay there, I discovered that when you want to get married, it depends on the class you belong, right?
Okay.
So the
Oh my
governor's,
God,
the
so there are
governor's
classes.
son, the governor's
Oh.
son, for example, who wants to marry maybe the daughter of one king,
Okay.
wouldn't pay 100,000 naira for the bride price.
Oh, so he wants to pay more just to show
Yeah,
his class.
exactly.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, there was
It's
a
clearer now.
there was
Clearer.
there was a Friday
clearer
I
now.
prayed in the mosque, and although the marriage process is not really very hard, it's very
Okay,
simple.
it's quite simple.
But the family traditional rites,
Okay, exactly.
yeah, make it very so. After you've done all the rites, you go to the mosque. The imam just announces today after Jumu'ah we're going to have 3 marriages,
Okay.
3
Okay.
Akdun nikahs
Okay.
together here in this mosque.
Okay.
So please wait and witness.
Oh,
So
that's
you just
kind of smart.
yeah,
I mean, having
exactly.
3 adults,
Yeah.
I mean, at
Yeah.
one time,
Yeah.
that's kind of
So,
smart.
Just the,
Okay.
the families of the brother, the father,
Okay.
they just come, the wali, they come to the mosque, yeah. Then the family of the sister doesn't have to be in the mosque, right? So the family sister just come and they're like, okay, you've done this, you've done that. How much did you pay? What did you give the half for our bride price? And they're like 100,000 naira. Okay, everybody bear witness, 100K as we paid for this bride price. That's all.
Oh,
So we
so
can have
simple and
3,
straightforward.
3 sessions of nikas on one Friday, right?
Wow.
And that's so simple.
Wow.
But where the problem is everything surrounding that nikah proper. So the man has to buy boxes full of clothing, full of jewelry, full of bags. Shoes,
Oh
and
no,
all that.
this is clear now because it is now obvious from what Bram Mustafa has explained. The core Islamic aspect of the
Getting married.
consummation
Yeah.
process. It's strictly Islam. I think every other thing surrounds cultural
Yes.
beliefs and tradition. I mean, those box of clothes and all those
Yeah.
extras are not really Islamic,
No.
right?
No.
Okay, so I think it's a cultural thing,
Yeah.
and I think it's also negotiable, right?
Well,
I can
well,
possibly
some-
negotiate.
some
I'm good at
of them-
negotiating.
Exactly, I
I'm
know,
good at
I know.
negotiating. So
Yeah,
please,
bro,
guys,
Please take note
yeah,
of that.
yes,
Yeah.
you can reach out to me.
Should we come your way?
You can reach out to me. You can reach out to me. So in
Okay.
case you find yourself in that situation, please feel free to reach out to me, and inshallah, I will negotiate for you.
This brother negotiates almost everything. Everything, man.
I don't think we should talk about this. Let's not talk about
almost
this.
everything,
I-
bro.
Because a potential
Might be
might be out there. So please let's not talk about this.
This brother can even go as far as negotiating his sister.
Waliyazu billah.
Okay,
That was extreme.
I said he can.
That's not
right? I'm
true.
not saying he has done that.
That's not
but-
true.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm a good negotiator. So
Yeah,
if you're looking
he's
for anybody
nice
to help you
brother, he's a
negotiate
nice
anything, reach out to us.
Iman wise, everything wise,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You
But
yes,
he can negotiate.
you be so amazed is
Yeah.
when you go to some certain tribes
Okay.
or villages or family, you
Mhm.
found out that all your negotiation skills are, are
Yeah,
nowhere to be measured.
Compared to
You
theirs,
always
see,
right?
have a someone who is of a higher
Mahmoud is
match
saying all of
than
this
you.
now, but you know my biggest conviction: there's nature Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot do.
Sure.
Yeah. So those guys might be there thinking that they are better and they are
Not that they are
going to
better.
outdo me. But see, don't let him discourage you. Oh. Don't let Mahmoud discourage you. He has a wife at home
I
already.
think this man is about setting up another business in this program.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
No, I'm just trying to help. I'm
we're
just
gonna
trying
have
to
to
help.
close that
Because
chapter right
Islam-
now.
see,
No,
has
we're gonna have to
to-
close that chapter right now.
Assalamu
Okay.
alaikum.
Come and
Look,
register
Assalamu
properly.
alaikum.
if you want to sell your market here, you're gonna have to register. All right.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah,
yes.
let's close that chapter, bro.
The essence of what we do, right, is to help humanity.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
That's
sure.
the essence of this conversation,
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
So what I'm also doing is in that line.
That means
Yes, and remember we are talking about. We are trying to address an issue here.
Okay, yeah, so I'm
let
gonna
us
proceed.
focus. Let us focus
Yeah.
on what we are doing.
Okay,
We're trying to address
let's
an
go back.
issue
Okay,
here.
back. True,
Yeah.
So I want to
To
proceed
understand.
with my submissions. You
Okay.
know, we're talking about why people lose interest in getting married, right? Before our brother came
Yeah.
in. So I was saying that in the past, people had zero experience of what it means to live with a partner,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
But nowadays, it's becoming too rampant.
Okay.
A guy can have up to 10 girlfriends at a time,
Okay.
and none of them may even know about it,
And
right?
okay.
So, in the long run, he has a taste already of what it means to have a partner.
So that
Even though he's
excitement is
married,
not there.
It's not there.
Okay.
So it gets to a time they get tired. All right?
I'm frustrated.
And frustrated.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe. So imagine if a kid of 18 is already having 2 heartbreaks already.
Oops.
Bro. A kid of 20
That's
already
not
have
funny.
3, 4, 5 heartbreaks.
Okay.
So
That's
when they
not
get
funny.
to 30, 35, what do you think will happen to their heart?
So there's that psychological
I've become so
meltdown, right?
shattered.
There's this level of mental breakdown,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then that what's it called now? Aversion.
Yeah.
You know, that disgust for the opposite sex is probably now there, thinking
True.
that all the women in this world are bad, and those kind of narratives can now begin to set in. So I think let's now talk about way out of all of this, because we've been able to X-ray and identify the different factors and the different conditions that can bring about this happening. But I believe now it's important for us to now talk about solution, way forward, and what we have to do, because we really have to start changing this narrative.
True.
We have to go back to our creator, most
Yeah.
importantly, because if you look at all of the points that we have mentioned, it's just us outrightly wanting to do things the way we feel it should be done.
Yeah.
But however, we have our ultimate guide and manual, which is the Quran and Sunnah. So it's
Yes.
important we go back to this basis. And inshallah, if we do so, this world is going to become a better place
Inshallah.
for you, me, and for everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the way forward? What's the way out of this?
The way out of this is to go back to the basis.
Okay.
Because marriage, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has rightly stated, is a way of completing half of your day.
True.
So it's sacred.
That's so true.
It's sacred.
Yeah.
So now, the younger ones, the younger generation, the youth, should stop taking the so-called celebrities out there as
Okay,
their role
models,
models.
exactly.
models,
And
okay.
They are taking celebrities as their role model,
okay, yeah.
not Russell, not the Quran, or
Okay.
trying to follow the injunctions of God Almighty and subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, if you go by that, you see more people come to get married, and also with the simplicity, and also the family also have another role to play too. Because if you go out there, people no longer see value in marriage.
In marriages.
Because what you're supposed to be enjoying or having in marriage, you've already had it
Outside
before
of marriage.
marriage.
I see.
So that is discouraging
Okay.
people.
Okay.
That's one. Secondly, we all are role model to people one way or the other. It not
In our own
depends-
little ways.
In our own little
Okay.
ways. So it
Yeah,
not
that's important. So
depends-
it means that, sorry to cut you short, my brother.
Okay.
So it means that a malam out there, in a very small madrasa, in that small village, can
You are a role model
be
to
somebody that a small
some
child is looking
student.
up to.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So
So please,
you
whatever
have
you
to
are
live-
doing, do it well. Very
Do it
important.
very
Do
well,
it very well.
very well.
Yeah.
Now, you are a role model to someone, and there's someone is emulating your stuff. And if you eventually had a failed marriage, this person will be somehow
Exactly. Person becomes a point of reference.
Want to go back to the basis if the person, quote and unquote, is under the guidance of Allah.
Oh,
If Allah
that's
is
another
having
thing.
mercy
Yeah,
on him,
that's
we
another
want to go trace a step back. Am I following the right person? Or then that's another area.
Okay.
role model,
Mhm.
be a good one. Because people
People
around
are
the
watching.
globe are watching, not just from your community. If you can address it from that area and also see it as a sacred relationship, because every relationship
Yeah.
has a ship.
Okay.
Okay.
Every relationship
Has a ship.
has a ship.
Viewers, grab your pen and paper and note this down.
Now,
Every relationship has a ship, so we are about to
so
hear it
you
more.
have a relationship, a
Mhm.
relation with your God,
Okay.
and if you are in obedience to God,
Mhm.
follow His commandment,
Okay.
that ship will drive you to His mercy.
Oh, Allahu
You have
Akbar. This is
relations
making a lot of
with you
sense
have
right
relations
now.
with your friends,
Mm-hmm.
your brother, your
Yeah.
family members,
Okay.
and also most especially based on the topic we are discussing today,
Yes.
be mindful of the kind of relationship you get into,
Oh.
the kind of woman you want to go in, establish that marital life with.
Okay.
Because if you meet someone who is not God conscious, also has more flame for
Yeah,
materialistic
yeah,
lifestyle,
yeah.
that ship is definitely going to drive
So
you to
what my
somewhere else.
brother is the kind of ship my brother is trying to paint is a ship in the water.
That sails in the water.
Not the goat like ship. Okay.
The
Alhamdulillah.
SHIP ship.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, in addition to what my honorable brother here has outlined, you see,
Honorable brother.
Yes.
yeah. Take note of that. You see, if you all of us decide to go back to the book of Allah, we will be satisfied.
True.
Sure.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will satisfy.
Contentment. Contentment is
Allah
key.
will give us
Contentment
Is
contentment.
key.
Allah
Contentment is
already
key.
told us in the Quran that in the remembrance of Allah, the heart
Heart find
find
ease,
peace, rest, right?
Yeah.
So if we all go back to Allah Azza wa Jal, we will never regret it.
True.
Put your hopes in Allah because the Quran says, وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى
Allah
اللَّهِ
فهو
فَهُوَ
حسبه.
حَسْبُهُ. If you put your trust in Allah, Allah will be
Sufficient
sufficient
for
for
you.
you. So do not think that you have the power, you have the ability to know who is right and who is wrong for you. Only
You can
Allah
never
does
find
know.
that.
Yeah.
And let us stop doing things the wrong way. I always say this that if you do something good in a wrong way, it becomes wrong, right? Just like we are praying, okay? So if you decide to observe 5 rakat instead of 4 rakat knowingly, consciously, or you decide to make your ruku double instead of one in every standing,
True.
then you're doing something else, right? So the salah is right, but the manner you have done it is wrong.
Choosing to observe
Therefore,
it.
it becomes wrong,
Yeah.
right? So if you do anything good in a wrong way, it becomes wrong. Marriage is good. It is sacred. It is an act of worship. Make it sacred. If you decide to go about it in a wrong way, it becomes wrong. And if the foundation is bad, brother, nothing you build on it is going to ever be strong.
Yeah. Okay, I think my own take is this, right? I feel like it's important that our parents, the parents of these children, or let's say guardians generally, because some people
Yes.
might not have
Have
like
parents,
parents, but I mean, somebody is definitely under the guardian of someone.
Yeah.
I feel like these guardians and our parents generally have a serious role to play. And it should start from when that child is small, when that child is little.
Yeah.
If we take an opinion poll today, we might find out that a lot of persons who are married today, bi'idhnillah, 10 years ago, they had no idea that they were ever going to get married.
True.
Now, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people are existing in life, just sleeping, waking up, eating, and whatever, and they have no idea where their life is going. So, what I'm trying to say is that it is important that parents, from time to time, sit their children down and educate them about the essence of their creation, and educate them and enlighten them about the essence of our being alive. Okay? First of all, we are created primarily and essentially, to worship and serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So children need to know that at a certain age, this is what I should be doing. At a certain age, that's what I should be doing. There's going to come a point in time where when I'm going to need to get married. So children need to be educated and enlightened about the importance of getting married, even while they are young. If you like I said before, if you take like a public opinion, like interview people and ask them, growing up, did you ever think you're going to get married someday? A lot of people will tell you no,
No.
like they were not expecting it,
Yes.
right? So by doing so, you let these children know that there's going to come a point in time where you have to get married. So that is probably going to be another motivating factor for
Yeah.
that child to be serious with
also
or whatever they are doing.
and also a way
Especially
of
for the male
preparing
child.
them ahead.
Exactly, exactly. So you're preparing them mentally, you're preparing them physically, because they now start programming their mind that, oh, I have to be responsible.
Yeah.
Let's take, for instance, you're telling a child to go and observe solar. It's very common with kids, especially Fajri Solar, when everybody is feeling
Yeah.
sleepy. You woke the child up today, he's still sleeping. But then by the time you tell the child, do you realize you're going to be someone's father tomorrow? For me, that is really going to drive home the message.
Yeah.
And then you might just be surprised that the kid just jumps up from the bed or from wherever they are lying, and then they just go to perform wudu, and they are already heading for solar. So by the time you start putting it in their minds that it's important that you learn that at some point you're going to become someone's father, you're going to become someone's mother, then I feel like that is also going to be helping to drive that consciousness,
True.
right?
Yeah, true.
Then, secondly, another point that I want to make is the fact that, the economic reality. And then it's also in line with what our children have copied from the internet, taking the wrong set of people as their role models, and then having unrealistic ambitions. Now, this is fact. I know of some persons who would say that, oh, I should have a certain type of SUV before I get married.
True.
Now, where is that in as Sunnah? It's nowhere.
It's not.
Where is that in the Quran? It is nowhere.
And that does not guarantee a successful marriage.
Exactly. So this person tells you, no, these people
for
on
you
the
to
other side, they're going to tell you, oh, I want a better life. I'm a 21st century Muslim.
Yeah.
I'm not an archaic Muslim,
Yeah.
so I should have a right. Exactly, civilized Muslim. Brother, you're not helping yourself. Yes. You are not helping yourself. Setting those kind of unrealistic goals. Oh, I should have an SUV. I should have a mansion before I get married. Like, those goals are not realistic. We are by no means. We are not saying that you should not, struggle hard, strive hard
live a good life.
to live a good life. But setting
It shouldn't
those,
be a yardstick.
exactly, it shouldn't be a yardstick. Then
Yardstick for getting
it also cuts across board. You have brothers setting these kind of unrealistic goals for themselves. They also have sisters who also have these goals, who are also looking for, Allah is so
Already made
perfect.
brother.
Allah is so perfect. You have brothers who have these kind of goals. Then you have sisters on the other side.
for those
So they'll
kind of
probably find
brothers.
themselves someday. Okay, sister looking for
At the end of the
SUV.
day,
Okay, and
you
then
see
brother
them
also wanting to buy an
running to
SUV.
marriage.
But how
And then-
realistic are those kind of marriages? Are
No,
these
they are
gonna
not
be-
realistic.
these
That's
are
the
not
point I'm trying to
realistic.
bring
This
down.
is going to be a discussion, some other time.
Okay.
About the marriage itself.
Yeah.
Now we are in already. How about those factors we had before entering the marriage?
Okay,
How are they
those
affecting-
expectations
yeah,
and all of
how
that.
are they affecting
So guys,
marriage?
if you would like us to discuss this topic, so
Yeah.
you can comment down below. If you want us to do a podcast episode on this particular topic, the in and out
Yeah.
of the nikah proper, you can let us know. I'll be more
Yeah,
than
of
happy.
course, if there are any other
to-
topics you want
Exactly.
to discuss
You can
about
also
as
drop it on the comment
society and
section.
Muslims,
We'll be
let
more
us know.
than happy
Yeah.
to
discuss
take this. In
this.
summary, I feel like parents will need to educate their children, tell their children about the importance of marriage, and that's going to help shaping these children and change their mindset on what to expect. Then secondly, I feel like on the part of the individual, the brother and the sister alike, it is very important that we go back to the basics, right? If you have a roof over your head and then you can afford, in fact, there's a narration I read some time ago that the meal that will suffice for one person can suffice for two people.
Yes.
So if you can afford to feed yourself, brother, go get married. I said so. If you can afford to feed yourself, brother, go get married. I said so. So yes, if you can afford your 3 square meal.
There's another hadith in that regard too, that the Prophet said there are three people that Allah Ta'ala swore to help.
Okay.
Three.
Okay.
Number one is a person a youth, a boy and a girl who want to get married
Okay.
because of the fear of Allah.
Wow.
In
Allah
order not
Akbar.
to commit sins.
Wow.
These people Allah has sworn
To
that He's going to help them.
even assist them.
So if you think you're not okay financially,
Okay.
if you have a square meal, as my brother said,
Mhm.
you have something, you have a place to stay, you have a roof over your head,
Mhm.
brother, put your trust in Allah and go get married.
Can I come in, sir?
Please do.
Now, you just said Allah has promised. Like, do we know what it means? Our parents make promises to us.
Yeah, and with someone
Some
So,
believing.
my brothers have made certain promises to me, even though those promises are yet to be.
Yeah,
We know
we
the
are
story,
there.
right?
We know them, man.
But,
We know
but,
them.
but I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
for the Almighty to make a promise to you, do you know what it means? I feel like by saying this, like everybody out there should just go and get married. Like
right
send
now,
your
right?
invitations to us, and inshallah we'll do well to attend and eat all your nikah rice and pounded
Yeah,
yam and
I'm
everything.
also going to film you too.
So, but on a more serious note, like our creator, the creator of the heavens and the earth, like all of the universe, has assured and guaranteed to help you. Then what are you waiting for?
Nothing.
I think we really have to check our Iman. It's very important, don't you
Sure.
think so?
Yes,
Because we
sure.
have these very lofty promises and we are still acting like there is nothing when we have everything.
Sure.
So we really have to go check our Iman. I think it's important. And
The
this
reason
should be like
why
an
it's
individual thing.
is because of our personal relationship
Yes.
with our maker.
Okay.
That's why you see most people not holding fast to that promise.
Okay.
That definitely
Yeah.
Allah is going to fulfill His promise.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So, our viewers out there, if you are new to this channel, know that this is Iman Dawah podcast brought to you by Brothers in Iman. I remain Abdurrahim Idris and
Mustafa Suleiman, your favorite brother on the show.
And my humble self, Ibrahim Ahmed Abdullah Odoji Abu Abdullah.
So if this is your first time on the channel, please do subscribe,
Hit
like,
the subscribe
hit
button,
the notification
like,
bell,
and
subscribe.
share.
Let us know what you think on the comment section. If you are a revert, you want to tell us a story, you want to know how you reverted, if you want to tell us about your experience in Islam, please do reach out to us on the numbers on the screen. Send us a message, send us an email, and we will do well to respond to you. We'll call you. You come to the show. You present yourself here. If you're not
Inshallah.
here, you can send a video, and we'll do well to publicize for you. Inshallah. Barakallahu fikum.
alhamdulillah, today's session has been interesting. Like
Exactly.
I particularly enjoyed it. I don't know about you.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Man.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil
Thank you so
Alameen.
much.
Okay, all right. So, inshallah, until next time, we're just going to be saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Barakallahu.